Okay, just confirmed. Got the audio working. Let me just get the screen being shared here. Okay, so just logging in here. Okay, so live 4. Oh, yeah, I should probably make that one out of the profile. So I got 1, 2, and 3 there. Okay. Anyway, going live 4 here. Interesting, there's 2 on here. Okay, let's just remove that one. Alright, so live 4. So we're going to add the script. Which I should eventually just get rid of, but good to still have it, I think. It's more like declarative, or at least states exactly what's going to happen. So it's going to use the script. So here, largely, I'm just going to be building things from the complex parts, I think. Let's check. Yeah, so basically, if you are building from complex parts, there's a number of different things that you can put in here that enables you to make a wide range of functionalities, and you don't really even need to, you're just adding from this menu here. So we're like, okay, we want a background. Let's just, do this in here. So in the parameters, there's all the different parameters for this, all the subcomponents of this particular fragment here. So you could expand it and be like, oh, okay, here's all the colors. So this is actually the shade of green, and we can just say, it's going to be white. Okay, so now it's white. It's pretty bright. All right, then next thing you want to do is you want to create an element spawner or spawn X elements. So this could just be one element, or it could be like 3, 100, 1,000. This one is going to spawn it periodically, so it's like 1, and then waits a period of time, then does it again. And you could have like spawn X elements inside of a element spawner as well, so you can like nest it and stuff like that. Menu is a pretty useful, way to call the menu. But so what I want to do is create some kind of basic game. So first I'm going to add the collision engine. Because I want to have collision as a component of the game. I could modify the collision detection algorithm, but in some of the tests that I've done now, obviously I'm using my computer, so it differs, depending upon whose computer you're using. I've done some tests on my phone, but sometimes it'll be doing 9,000 collision detections, and it's completely fine. So I'm not too concerned with the complexity of the algorithm, but I'm sure people will develop ones that are way better in time. This is just the placeholder. But so we load in the collision engine. You can just minimize that. All we really wanted to do is just load it in. And then now that it's in there in the background, if we do the element spawner here, so we can spawn some elements periodically, and then we also can spawn X elements. So let's say that first we're going to spawn, some elements. So here's the spawn X elements. And we can say how many different elements we want. And then it's going to basically run a loop. It's going to do this 10 times. And it's going to create this element. And so if the element has the exact same location every single time, it's just going to be stacked on top of one another. But in this case, what I've done is made the left. So there's basically where is it on the left of the screen, and then there's the top, where is it on the top. So the left and the top is the X and Y. And if they're the exact same, then all the elements are in one spot. But here I've specified a random number. And the random number is basically, a range between the window here and the top and the bottom, and the view width and the view height. So let's just run it to see here. Okay, so it generates the random rocks. And also it adds them to a collision list. So these are all on collision list A. And if we just create another one of these, but we put them on collision list B, we automatically can figure out, we can make some actions inside the collision engine. So we can go into here and we can say when the collision happens, here's the action right here. When the collision happens, do something to it. So let's see if, it's going to set it on fire, and shoot it to the left. So that's the automatic, the default setting. So let's just load in another minimize collision engine. Okay, so we got spawn X elements. Okay, this is all that it really is. Let's just duplicate that one. Boop. Okay. So this just needs to be, unique. Any of the references in here need to be mapped together. So we can have it to be the same. Actually, let's make it twice as many elements. And we'll call it spawn loop 2. And this actually should be num elements 2. Then this will be, instead of rocks, let's just do like an X. And let's call this X. And this will be spawn loop 2. Okay. Okay, so it's going to create a bunch of random location X's. The color will be red. Pretty interesting. And then this is the only thing that needs to be different here. This needs to be on B. So this basically is registering it as B, and the other one automatically was registered as A. And so now I don't know if any of these are draggable. Let's see. When they collide, what is supposed to happen here? Okay, so this is the collision engine, and we go down to the action that's going to happen here. This is just it building up the all the possible different collisions that can happen. The nested for loop, terrible design. And then after we create the entire list, which is probably super inefficient, we're just going to go across the entire list. And as we go across it, we're just going to pick them out. And then whenever we find a collision between these two elements, so let's say that an X and it's like one of these, I think would be the case. It should turn into a fireball and fly to the left. So did that happen at all? Maybe if I make some of these draggable. Let's see. Let's see. Wonder if it'll be in here. Add draggable functionality. Yeah, this is actually the one I want. Definitely something to be fixed there. Make that a little bit less convoluted. Trying to add that. Need to update the default, I think. All right, so now the X's are draggable. All right. Okay, so these are. But in my collision list, oh, maybe the collision engine needs to be at the bottom. That's possible. Just okay. First, let's just do that. Let's just save it. All right. Okay, so let me just check the variables here. Variable list. Collision list A. Oh, rocks. Oh, okay. I didn't rename these. So it shouldn't be. This is what this needs to go down in string with timer counter. Let's see. The ID. Okay, pre-built. Okay, yes. So let me just refresh the left here. Okay, so basically here's the ID. And then that right there. Okay, so we just delete that. Now, okay, it works now. All right. So there's, some things that could be done to make that a little bit less annoying, but it didn't take that many minutes, to do it. Okay, so now we have our two different types of elements here. Oh, so they're flying off the screen. I could count them, or another thing that could be fun would be to add some interesting effects. Let's see. Maybe you can mine the rocks with the X's. So if we go into the collision engine, this is just so much. And what we're going to do is we're going to modify an element. We're looking at collision list B. So right now it's the X's, get blown away. So it might be that we actually want, collision list A, I think. Okay. So now it's going to do the rocks. Oh, they're all gone. Okay. Oh, I see. Because there's a higher density of X's than there are rocks. So there's a likelihood that it can just nuke them all. Okay, so now when that happens, I'm going to also count. Could put a counter, or could mine it, make more of them. So I think what I can do is, if we do the higher level fragments, this goes up a level. It goes into the complex fragments. And we can do, like spawn a few elements. And then these are all the new ones. As you can see, they have the new emoji next to them. It's all the new stuff. Okay, so let's say that we're just going to spawn 5. And this is going to be num elements rock. So wherever there was num elements is now num elements rock. Just make sure I got all my num elements. Okay. Then this spawn loop here. Let's just call it spawn more rocks. headphones just love to turn off. It's awesome. So, yeah, we can call these baby rocks. All right. So, yeah, they'll still be the rocks, but they're going to be smaller. 2.5. Um, just basically matching it. And for this, we're going to basically make it have a very small variation. Okay. And we want it to be on the same collision list as the rocks. So I think that the rocks, let's see. So this is the X's. Basically, we want to create more rocks. So okay, here's the rocks. And they're on A. The rocks are on A. Okay, so I think this is it right here. We're going to make the baby rocks, and they need to be on A. Might already be. It's on A. Okay, but it needs to be instead of this, like that. It needs to be this right here. Right. Oh, and then lastly, modify element. Okay, so I basically have the ID here. Yeah, so I'm gonna make the baby rocks. If I were to make them the parent of that, the baby rocks would actually stick to the. So right now, yeah, those are the baby rocks right there. Yeah. Okay, so the baby rocks, I'm gonna make them stick to the X. So the rocks are on A, so B is this one. This is the second element. So I'm creating these, yep, the baby rocks, the parent, that's what I want right there. Okay, by setting their parent equal to the X, then it should like spawn and make them stick around the X or something like that. I hope. Oh, yes. These are all individual elements that actually, exist on this little thing. So, wow. All right. If I start rolling it, I'm scared that I might get copyright infringement. It's beautiful. I can make it roll for like one demonstration's sake. And then after that, I'll remove the animation. Purely for educational purposes, what you're about to see. So let's see. All I need to do is make the X's rotate. Yep. Endlessly. So let's go up to here. So these are the rocks. These are the X's. Oh. Here's the X. All right. Now, just gonna do. I haven't made a, pre-built thing for this. Surprisingly, I don't know why. Just slacking, largely. Okay, there's the frame. The emoji helped me find it. Okay. Okay, so we just want to rotate it on the, I think on the Z-axis. So we're just going to turn off the other rotational components, make it just around the Z-axis, make it do 360 degrees. Let's just, start with that. And yeah, we can go back to 10,000. I think that was fine. At least to start. Okay. And it definitely needs to be looping. It's probably not, probably needs like at least another frame or something like that in order to be considered for it to loop correctly, but we can just start here and just not, hurt our brains. Oh, see, na 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 na, oh my, there's more. So, oh my god, where did that one come from? There's like some crazy ones getting spawned in the side over here. I don't know what's going on. Let me see. There's the. Yeah, there's. It's going insane. Okay, so obviously the key thing. Okay, first thing to do is just save it and reload the page because I don't know what I have done. Let me just do that. Okay, and close this. Okay, so the first most obvious thing that must be done is to turn this into a continuously generating spawner. Reduce the size of everything. I mean, I don't know what the hell. Where 1,000 rocks just suddenly like that. I don't know what happened. There's some kind of glitchy thing going on off screen. Oh, I bet it's oh, so some kind of X has spawned all the way over here or something like that, and all the ones that collided are being sent over there, and so it's just a massive pool or something like that. But it's pretty great. So yeah, the next most obvious thing is to, instead of having it just be a fixed spawning, it should be continuous spawning, because we need way more things. They got to be smaller. And maybe I want, I don't know, 3 Katamaris. Sorry. 3 nucleuses. I have this. I have a plutonium, spontaneous, and over here I have a helium. This one is very dense. Just came with it. Oh, boop. All right. Let's see here. So this is the axis. So we can reduce this one down a little bit. It doesn't need to be 20. Let's see if like 5 looks reasonable. Okay, I can still like get one. That's, I think, the key thing. Because really what we want to do is, really we care just about a few of them, maybe. To avoid the copyright thing, having like 3 of them on the screen, it's definitely a different game. It's not, they didn't do that. So I think that this would still pass. And then, okay, so here we have the rocks. And with the rocks, we don't want this to be a spawn X elements. No. We want it to be element spawner. Hopefully it's not too difficult to modify it. About 1,000 miles down there. Where is that? Okay. Yeah, okay, the element spawner here. So, yeah. Nice starting right there. I think we're also going to keep the original one anyway, because, it's nice to have a bolus to start off with, and then also have a regeneration. You don't want to just one meet. You want to have like you want to enter in, feel good, destroying a bunch of rocks immediately, and then also knowing that there's more coming. So let's see what we got here. Spawn X elements. So this was the X's. Let's just minimize that because just too much going on here. Here we got our rocks. These were what we were making beforehand. And now it's going to be a little bit different. So I think that actually, yeah, it already spawns rocks randomly. Okay, yeah, it's already active. Looks like it's working great. I think my collision engine doesn't have a super fast refresh rate. I think that's not like the only reason why is because, yeah, it's only set to every second. So we can probably, push that to every 200 milliseconds, maybe. That might make the, experience a little more enjoyable. Some of the collisions here are not happening. Kind of confused. Why are not all collisions occurring? Perhaps I'm overloading the browser. It might be possible. Yeah, it probably would help if I wasn't just throwing away all these elements. But I really haven't spawned that many in. I think maybe the fact that I have 5 different things that I have to do collision with against, if I reduce it down to 1 and just put that, right in the middle, it should enable me to do a lot more collisions, because I'm basically I'm only using one of these things, and it is fun having like the other ones do it too. But maybe they need to be, antagonistic or something like that. That would be a fun way to do it. Oh my god. Okay, so now the next obvious thing is replace rocks with a huge range of emojis. So let's go to the old Google Sheets. Hang on a moment. I gotta do an audio check because, okay, I have audio. It's brutal every time it's not working. Emojis, is this, did I call it that? Okay, so do I just go completely, nuts and use some insane range? I could do that just to start. Okay, so we got the X's. I'm gonna drop it down. Is it seriously at 20 still? No way. Three. What in the world? Like, what's going on with this guy? Why is he like, yeah. Who is he that he doesn't, follow the rules? Everyone else does. There's more of them. Anyway. Oh. Okay. I think audio is still good. I need to remove the scroll bars on here. It's just insane looking. 1 second. Okay, that has helped. Now, probably what also would help would be like eventually adding some theme to it, but let's get back to the rocks. So initially, yeah, so do I reassign their identity? Yeah, when I create them, initially they're going to be rocks, and then when they break, which is in the collision engine, they're going to spawn, instead of a rock, it's going to be we're going to concatenate a string. And, oh, actually, I think there might be a pre-built thing for this. Pre-built. Okay. Okay, so what I'm looking for is basically a string with like a random, so random pixel value. That will probably be a fine thing to start with. I can modify that, kind of tweak it. What I want to do is basically an emoji is represented by this range of characters here. And so you can see there's a number here, and this number goes all the way into thousands, and there's a huge range of them. It's like this is 128,000, and here it's like 9,000. So there's a lot of different numbers you could put in there. So we can start by adding a additional string and putting it in the front. Yep. It's gonna like add it to the end. And I have to like move it up. Go up. Go up. All right. So now it's gonna be this part. And then this is gonna be, I'm just gonna be like 9,000, I don't even know. 128,000 to 129,000. No idea. I don't know what happened here. This is supposed to be that. Didn't get saved. And then this is going to be just a semicolon. So it's going to be like this. All right. And then, yeah, just delete the rock. Oh, we got an X over here. Oh my God. No. Oh, God. This is... dangerous. What's really bad about it is that it's making a square. It should be making a sphere. And yeah, it's making a square because I'm basically just defining an X and Y like this. And to make it, the easiest way to make it a sphere might just be to add random rotation to it as well. So Just gonna, if it's not frozen, hope it's not. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh god. I just hope that I just hope that it saved my progress. Please. Okay, let's see how things look here. Make some rock. Got the element spawner at least. Okay, so that's a major thing. And then when it comes to spawning the element, oh, okay, so this was just right before I had added the random pixel. All right, so random pixel value. Boop. That was. I need to. I don't know, dial down the spawn rate or something. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I guess the number of items that are being generated on top of you. Might need to do that. And I could add in a three-dimensional component to the role, I think. That would be, it's definitely possible. I have to think about that. Let me see here about just reconstructing what was lost due to one of the greatest things. So here we go. Put this up there. Man. Okay, so there is like specific areas where it's really great. If you hone in on them, animal number. I had done at one point. There's a nice like just list all the animals. Okay, here we go. All right, so 129455. Okay, so 128000 to 129455 or something like that. So 128000. Okay, so I've already done this one. Oh no, that must have been my other one. 129455. Oh, wow. Okay. That's pretty funny. That move this. I'd love to spawn 5, but apparently that's a lot. And oh yeah, all the rocks that I'm just sending to the side are still in the collision list. So, and I think I'm registering all of these little rocks into the collision list as well. That would be something to potentially remove if that's happening. Let's see. Because I mean, there could be some value to doing that at some point, but I could just, you know, work on that later. Yes. These baby rocks are being added to the collision list. So they're just collisions that yeah, I don't think I want to put them in there. I'm just gonna treat them as an artwork for now. And so now it's only gonna spawn one. Shouldn't be that crazy. And then I just need to do some kind of rotation on it. There is a way to do it. It's inside of the style. I think there's transform. And then within transform, you can rotate. And then we're just going to rotate around the Z. And it's just going to be a random amount. And there's a pre-built one for this, I think. So it's just for random degrees. Random degrees. Random value with units of degrees of freedom. Okay, so well, it's supposed to be degrees of freedom. It's supposed to be just degrees, but all right. So this basically would make it, yeah. So it could be any orientation. All right. I think that will help some things. And most of all, just press this button if it looks good. Okay, it looks great. Save it. Locked in. Okay, time to play. What is going on with some of those? I don't know why. I thought also I had the animals selected, but apparently the number that I said and that I actually selected were completely different. I don't know, 129455. Is that not what I... There's no batteries on that list. Okay. Now the question is, oh, look at this one. Yeah. Oh, press the reload button on my mouse. These immortal ones, like, what is going on? Not even immortal forever? Oh, let me see what's on my, yeah, it's still not round. Is it? I still see a corner on there. Doesn't matter. I need to go to sleep. Wow, so good at detecting collisions. I don't know. Something weird here. If it's just the timer can't handle all the requests, or I mean, it seems though that it's specific. Certain ones just don't work. Can this X do it? Can this one maybe do it? Anyway, that is all.